So now we will need to connect the squares. So I'll show you how to connect full square to full square, and also full square or two squares to a partial square. Okay. As you can see, from this, at this point, this is the last row of the pattern, chain of 3, and this is the previous row where you don't have chain of 3 yet. This is the connection point between two petals. So you can see that this and this petal doesn't have the last row. So this element, on the other hand, already has the last row. So we will need to connect the element that is not finished yet with the finished element. We will connect along this line from, so this is the last chain of 3. We will connect from the previous chain of 3 to 3 into the fourth from the end. Okay, so what we will do, we will make sure that our not finished element has 1, this will be the one that is not connected, 2, 3, 4, 3 connected elements, and the fifth will already have the last row. So this is the stitch. Okay, this is our thread. So we will pull the hook in the fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. In the fourth chain of 3 from the finished element, and take the stitch from the unfinished element and pull it through the chain of 3. Make 2 stitches, 1, 2, okay, then pull the hook in the next chain of 3 from the unfinished element and do a slip stitch, chain 2, our next chain of 3, put the cursor through, put the stitch on the hook, pull it through, chain 2, and slip stitch. Okay, so now here you have the last element that we say we will not connect. So we will continue here. We will do chain 3, slip stitch, chain 3, slip stitch. Do not chain anything. Do a slip stitch in the next petal. Okay, now chain 3, slip stitch in the next chain of 3, chain 2. Now you will connect to the next petal of the square, right? So, of the finished square. So you have your chain of 3 that will not be connected and the next chain of 3. So you put the hook in, you grab the stitch, you pull it through, you do chain 2, and you do slip stitch in the next chain of 3 of unfinished petal, chain 2, next chain of 3, pull through the stitch, chain 2, and slip stitch, and another one. 1, 2, chain of 3, pull through, chain 2, slip stitch. This is what you will have. You see? Nice row. No, you don't see anything. You don't see like it was stitched. Okay? And you continue with your petal. 1, 2, slip stitch. 1, 2, slip stitch. Okay? This is how you will connect the petal. So as you can see, our element is correctly connected, and we can finish it up. Okay? And then the next step will be to connect the half element like you see here. So it will be connected in 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Let's do it. So you have a half element, but you will need to undo the last row, chain of 3 for the whole element. Okay, because we need to connect it from all sides. So you will start the connection here, right? So this is chain of 3 that will not be connected. 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th one that should still have. Okay. So 1, 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th one, and this is our stitch that we will use. Okay, and our element will go like this. Okay, so you should make sure that you are standing on, that you will put your work on a table, because you will have easy access from any side, because you will want to move. Depending on where you stand, it will be easier for you to work. Okay, so now I moved on a side, so I will be connecting here. 1, 1, 2, 3. I pull the hook through, I select or connect my stitch, pull it through, 1, 2, and then I slip stitch it to the next chain of 3 on the half element. I do chain 2, I place the hook through next chain of 3 of the finished element, grab the stitch, pull through, chain 2, and slip stitch into another chain of 3. You see what I have? I already connected 2 stitches, 2 chain of 3s. Another one, chain 2, put the hook through, grab the stitch, pull it through, chain 2, slip stitch, oops, slip stitch. This is the chain of 3 that we will not connect, which means that you should continue only with the element that is not finished. You do chain of 3, and this is the last chain of 3. You put the hook through and you do a slip stitch. This is what you have. Okay, slip stitch. This is your opening. Now we will do slip stitch into the next petal, chain 3, slip stitch into the next chain 3, chain 2. Here we are. We need to connect to this petal here. We leave one chain of 3 not connected, next chain of 3, put the hook in, grab the stitch, pull it through, chain 2, slip stitch, chain 2, pull the hook, grab the stitch, pull through, chain 2, slip stitch. Again, you see, this is our connection. First this 3, now this 2. One more, chain of 3, we didn't do any, we can do chain 2. This is not very comfortable, but you can do it this way also. Pull through, chain 2, slip stitch. Now this is connected, okay? This side is connected. Now we need to connect to this element, but you cannot start connecting until you are here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th one, and you still have these elements, this chain of 3s that are not finished yet. So you continue with this, with this 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, slip stitch. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, exactly where you want to be. Chain 2. You see, I'm moving around the table. So now I'm at this point. 1, 2, 3. This is where you wanna, 4. This is where you wanna start. Put the hook. You pull the stitch. Pull it through. 1, 2. Slip stitch. 1, 2. Next chain of 3. Pull through. 1, 2. Slip stitch. You can see that I'm connected now. Here, here, and here. So I will continue with connecting here.